What is going on, guys? I'm Dave, and today we're talking about the order that you should invest to help you save for retirement. In general, people seem to know that they should be saving for retirement, but a lot of people don't know the order in which they should do it. By saving in this order, you can save a bunch on taxes and maximize the amount that you have saved by the time that you're ready to retire. Of course, everybody has different amounts of money, so you'll probably run out of money before you make it through all of these steps, but you can still use this as a guide. Let's get this thing started. Starting with your 401k. If your company offers a 401k match or something similar, you want to invest up until that match amount. If you're not familiar with a 401k match, some companies will either match or partially match your contributions to a retirement account up to a certain amount or percentage. If your company offers this, you take this match every single time. By not taking it, you're leaving free money on the table, and that's pretty much crazy. It's kind of like if your parents matched you dollar for dollar when you were saving for your first car. It's like that, but it's better because it can add up to a ton of money over time. You basically get a bonus for being responsible about your future. Most matches are for traditional 401ks and use pre-tax money. Your investments grow tax deferred, so you don't pay income taxes on your investments until you withdraw them in retirement. This is unquestionably step number one, so if you're not getting that match right now, head over to your retirement website and get that match. Next, max out your IRA. The maximum contribution amount is always changing and continues going up, but it's around $6,000. There are income limits to contributing to an IRA, so make sure to check out those limits before you start investing. If you make a good amount of money, let's say over $200,000 for a married couple or over $100,000 for an individual, you'll want to pay special attention to those limits. There are a lot of different resources online and a lot of different schools of thought about whether a traditional or a Roth IRA makes more sense for your situation. However, especially if you're getting started earlier, let's say in your 20s or maybe your early 30s, I would highly recommend doing a Roth IRA over a traditional. One great part about having a Roth IRA in addition to a traditional 401k is that you're getting some pre-tax savings through your workplace 401k, but you also have this Roth IRA that can grow tax-free over time. With a Roth, you don't get the upfront tax break that you get with a traditional IRA, but you don't pay taxes on the growth over time and qualified distributions, so you could have decades of tax-free growth ahead of you. Again, there is an exception for this. If you do have a very high income, you might not be eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA. Also, if you want to contribute to a traditional IRA, there are some income limits associated with that as well. So if you are making that money, make sure to check those limits on the IRS website. Quick plug, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. That'll help YouTube show this video to more people who are learning how to invest for retirement just like you. Which brings us to our next one. Hit the max on your 401k contributions. Especially if you're a high income earner who can't benefit from contributing to an IRA, this is the next move. The great part about investing in a 401k is that the maximum limit is much higher than contributing to an IRA. It's close to $20,000 now, and you can expect that number to rise over time. Some people wonder why you'd contribute to an IRA before maxing out your 401k, and there are a few reasons for that. If your workplace 401k doesn't offer a Roth option, you can get the benefits of investing in a Roth IRA early. Also, some 401k plans come with limited investment options and higher fees, while IRAs make it pretty easy for you to invest in low-cost index funds. If you're getting started with this early, maxing out your 401k contributions at some point in your 20s or in your early 30s can give you a massive head start on your retirement savings. You will be one of the few people who reads articles about how much you should have saved in retirement, and you'll actually feel really good about it. Next up, if you have an HSA, a health savings account, it's time to max that thing out. HSAs are for healthcare expenses, which all of us will incur in our lifetime or someone in our family will, and they're pretty much like having a separate retirement account. Unlike an FSA where the money expires, the money in an HSA that you put in is yours and it can grow tax-free over time. The contribution limits for an HSA in 2020 are $3,500 for an individual and $7,100 for a family. This amount includes any contributions that your employer might have, so make sure to keep that in mind when you're maxing out your HSA. Some accounts require you to have a minimum amount in there before you can start investing, but it's pretty awesome to gain another tax-advantaged account. Contributions are pre-tax, so you can save money on your taxes just by contributing. The growth is tax-free and the withdrawals are tax-free as well. Because of the incredible tax benefits, some people say that you should max out your HSA before you max out your IRA or your 401k. They're not wrong, but a lot of people like to have their retirement savings in a good spot first before they start to fill out their HSA. Either way, they're awesome to have. Next, this is especially important if you have a side hustle or your own business, look into a SEP IRA. If you've been making your way down this list with a whole lot of note because you're a small business owner, this one's for you. With a SEP, you can contribute 25% of your pre-tax earnings or up to $57,000, whichever is less. Depending on how much money you make at your business or side hustle, this can be a great way to save on taxes and stash some money away for retirement. Coming in last, because it doesn't come with any tax benefits, is your standard brokerage account. When you're saving for retirement, you want to exhaust all of your tax advantage options first. But if somehow any of the previous options aren't available to you, or you've been doing an incredible job maxing out everything up until this point, this is your next move. I'm a big believer in low-cost index funds that have proven returns over time, something like VT Sachs from Vanguard, but this is just another way for you to invest your money and let it grow over time. I hope this video helped you better understand the options and the order that's available to you when you start saving for retirement. There are a lot of options out there, and you want to make the most of what's available to you. If you've made it this far, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, or subscribe to my channel. All of those things help me out a lot and help more people find this video on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Debt Free Differently.